I think other homeschoolers can appreciate this. It's 10:30 at night, and what have my husband and I been doing for the last 45 minutes? Ordering all the kids' homeschool stuff. And we have these big lists that we've sorted it down. We're trying to minimize things. We're trying to combine kids. And we were able to place an order. It's $1,002.37. Was that fun at all? No. Hello and welcome back to the Coosters this week. I am in full planning mode for my 4 school-age children that will be doing homeschool again. I think this is our 6th year now that we have steadily been doing with the children homeschool, although of course we are homeschooling since birth, right? But so I've been planning. Is this like you this time of year? In Canada, we don't start school officially till the day after Labor Day. So this year it's September 7th. So I have just been working really hard these last few weeks on trying to simplify and combine different ages and abilities. And I'll show you what I have planned for all 4 kids in socials, fine arts, career ed, and applied design. And just as a fun thing, I'm gonna go to the dollar store right now and have a look at some of the things that I think could help me as I plan and organize my school year. So join me today as I show you what I'm doing with my kids in those subjects, and also take a look at what the dollar store has to offer us today in the way of homeschooling support. I have just spent the better part of 6 hours making this social studies, fine arts, career ed, applied design blended program for 4 of my kids. I have taken a look at the BC core competencies and made a plan for what I'm going to focus on in first term, second term, and third term. I really want to do the afternoons with all my kids, and so I'm going to have, all my kids with me for socials and science activities this year. I really just want to cut out all those individual little subject areas and being with the kids one-on-one. I want to do things as a family more, and that's something that, unless you kind of think through with Memorial Press, you'll be doing just so much individual stuff, and I just can't do that. I have 6 kids. So after I did the core competencies, then this is all BC curriculum talk, so it won't mean much to some, but then we also have content areas that are suggested. So I've broken those up in the 4 grades: first term, second term, third term. And if you look at often how the sequence is for the children going forward, they just build and build each year anyway. So I was able to find lots of commonalities, even though they're really diverse grades, right? 6K through 6. And then I made a list of each week, what are the learning opportunities going to be? And I just wrote in short form what books I'm gonna be reading, what activities I'm gonna be looking at. And for some weeks, it's going to be very apparent that the grade 6 child will need to be doing something a little different. But we're going to do our fine arts activity together. This one is baking pumpkins. This one is doing weaving. There's going to be lots of overlap, but this has taken me, as I said, 6 hours to really immerse myself in, and I hope that just each week I will be able to review this the Sunday before, make sure I have the materials I'll need for the little fine arts activity, and I might need to make a trip to the copy store to photocopy some of the handouts. I'll show you the resources I'm using. Or maybe we'll just use these, not write in these books, and then I'll get the kids to write on a separate sheet of paper. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll just do like oral conversations, or they'll act things out. I'm planning on using these 2 Canadian Comprehension books, selections from them, and you can see widely different ages, but they each had, each lesson has a little write-up about it, and then I like this kind of thing, and then we're sequencing. And so I pulled this, kind of made my own unit here. So I'm diverging from Memorial Press because I want to add the Canadian content and the BC Learning Standards, but I think it's going to be good. These are from my local homeschool library, and I said in my last week's video how I wanted to teach them about nations of the Northwest Coast. There's my More Than Moccasins book. As the name More Than Moccasins suggests, we're not trying to box in Native culture into one homogenous group, right? We're not trying to make ourselves Indian. We are just trying to learn about some of the local Indigenous practices and some of the things that continue today that we see. And I just think it'll be really good knowledge to know. And then this is just a basic book on exploring Canada, and I've woven it through the curriculum. So I'm excited. I think that this will be a different way of doing social studies than we've done before. If you're familiar with the Gather Round Christian homeschooling program, then you'll kind of see where I was getting this, trying to get all the kids together, reading one thing, doing activities all together. I made this little sheet here on country facts because I saw it on Teachers Pay Teachers and places where but you had to pay for it, so I just quickly made it, and that'll be really good when we're just looking up information about the Philippines or China in the first term when we're talking about immigration and kind of communities that live close to us nowadays. So yeah, this is my plan, and I'm looking forward to a change. I like the idea of doing things together with the kids. Okay, we walked home with quite a bit. I don't know why I thought I could bring all those home without a car, but there I am with all my homeschool stuff that I brought, and I had dinner, so let's go open it up inside. I have 4 school-aged children that will be starting this September, and so just the basics that I got at the dollar store today were these. Each of these was $4, a sketchbook. I used something similar to this to record the recitation for Memorial Press each week, and also it kind of served as a portfolio of our field trips and just major things we were learning. So I like that I can just use this heavy paper and make it our recitation book this year. And then every child got one of these as well. These were $3 each. I've never before had individual pencil cases, but Philip will be going one day a week to his own class with a blended program, and I like that they had this little container on top for erasers, and I just think maybe everybody's getting older now and they will like the responsibility of having their own individual things. So, and they're kind of color coded too. Philip blue, Pia pink, Gemma purple, and Rose is that clear multicolored one. And then I always need felt at the beginning of the year when I am writing out the Bible verses and just making some posters, so that'll be helpful. And then I had the idea to use these multicolored whiteboard markers to color code the chore chart, which I started in this summer. And so I made this with, I bought this at Staples and then just used permanent marker to divide it up so that it's all ready to go. And I don't know if I'm gonna, I had been like switching the children's chores every day and sort of rotating through. You can see this day somebody got fed up with their assigned chore, decided to erase it, and then went on to write in with permanent marker, no less, their chore. So I don't think this worked because now they're going to permanently be assigned Philip's putting away laundry every Wednesday and Pia's doing breakfast washing. So their idea of switching things around is now permanently there. I don't know what this is. Hopefully that'll just rub off. Yeah, so those are sort of the main things that I got at the dollar store, and I'll show you how those work throughout the year. So another idea I had is to group the children. We're going to do one memory verse, art card, and poem each week, and I put that together on this simple canvas. I've organized the kids' chore chart onto this little frame that's going to hang downstairs. I might move it around, but the kids need to see their chores each day. They have at least 2 things a day that they are responsible for, and that is the plan. So I spent a lot of time in the last weeks of August really thinking through the school year, carrying on what has been working, totally scrapping and changing things that are not. I hope that the planning I do, just really immersing myself in the year in August, pays off as, you know, things get so moving and rolling in September when the extracurriculars start happening and classes happen and life goes. I just on the weekends really want to be able to sit down and quickly refresh and look at the plan that I thought through well in the summer and not be just scrambling each Sunday afternoon for what I'm doing the next week. So I really, really think planning is so key to the success of my homeschool. And I hope that I'll be able to keep up with the YouTube too, once a week or maybe going to every 2 weeks, just seeing how the next few weeks plays out. I had to miss last week's video because it was just really, really important that I spent the time on the kids planning. But I do enjoy this. It's been a nice sort of outlet, creative outlet for me, and something that just I get to do myself. And I really appreciate that some people are finding it helpful, and especially if you're in the whole Memoria Press curriculum or you have a bigger family. I just really think that we can support one another, and that's the kind of community building that I think YouTube offers. So I look forward to your comments about what you've seen today, and hopefully you will subscribe if you haven't, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you again soon. Bye now.